Part 1. Universal energy exclusive to human. 1. How should we define human? Spirit guide. I want to talk about these two concepts, humans and spirits. Can we start by defining what a human is? I don't think humans evolved from apes as intellectually advanced beings. But many people believe so, because they have been educated that way since school. Your school education isn't entirely wrong, but it only reveals some facts. Just like DNA is created for each species on Earth through a grand biological process, human DNA originated from a large-scale biological process. It's said that higher dimensional beings conducted this vast biological process on Earth. Although it's not yet understandable by human knowledge and understanding, it's like humans growing bacteria and creating new organisms through DNA experiments in a laboratory. To discuss this biological process, you might need to write another book. So please define the humans living on Earth first. Your physical bodies, as taught in schools, were created as biological species, and through breeding and reproduction with newly born biological species. Various races such as Caucasians, Africans, Asians, etc. exist on Earth. Schools only defined humans biologically. Your smartphones or the computers you're using right now are constantly updated and manufactured in factories. They aren't just hardware, but also have programs and apps installed. Humans consist of biological bodies, spirit bodies containing information, and universal energy, which you call the soul, that operates the biological body and spirit body. Your ancestors called spirit bodies containing information souls, and named the energy that operates organisms and spirits soul or spirit. Sometimes they also referred to the combination of spirit bodies and energy as the soul. An analogy can be drawn with computers, which need hardware, software, and electricity to function. Similarly, humans are made up of biological bodies, spirit bodies containing information, and energy that powers the operation of the biological body and spirit. What about animals? You can consider them as a combination of biological bodies and simple programs with just hardware and power. For example, a microwave operates with simple program settings, hardware, and power. Through this book, I aim to explain how businesses can use the power of the subconscious and universal energy to achieve business success, not to discuss the origin of humanity and ecological origins. Don't rush. You always seem impatient. Just as you need to understand the workings of a computer to handle it well and develop programs, isn't it necessary to understand the principles of programming to create various apps? People who think computers are just hardware can't use them. And those who have no knowledge of programming can't develop programs or even apps. Let's not jump ahead, but proceed step by step. So are humans on Earth similar to the artificial intelligence created by higher dimensional beings, like how we've developed artificial intelligence? It could be an appropriate analogy. The artificial intelligence you're creating now will continue to evolve, but it's a combination of hardware, software, and the ability to process a lot of information based on its purpose. Similarly, humans are a combination of spirit bodies containing information and organic bodies. In these two aspects, they may be similar, but fundamentally, artificial intelligence uses lower energy, electricity, while humans use intellectual, infinite, and incredibly powerful universal energy that you can't imagine with your current knowledge and understanding. I'm trying to inform people about the existence and usage of this intellectual and powerful universal energy unique to humans through this book. That's correct. Many successful entrepreneurs, such as Kelly Choi, who surpassed the Queen of England in wealth, Oprah Winfrey, Ray Kroc, the globally popular book The Secret, and many other successful individuals and best-selling books have talked about this power. They all use the power of the subconscious to realize their dreams in reality and share their success stories in business. I thought this power was the power of the subconscious. What are consciousness, unconsciousness, and the subconsciousness that people have named? What is the relationship between the unconsciousness and the universal energy? That's a good question. Consciousness, unconsciousness, or the subconsciousness named by humanity refers to the program settings based on the information inherent in each individual. Consciousness is what you're using now, like Word Office software, the visible tools you select and use on the surface. The subconsciousness refers to the programming languages and formulas written to create these tools. Depending on the development of the program, isn't the expression and use of the tools on the surface different? Spirit guide. By developing programs, you can create Word Office software, develop tools like PowerPoint, create games, and even develop hot tools like ChatGPT these days. This program is the subconsciousness, which is the same as saying, and its purpose shown on the surface is consciousness. To use an analogy with cars and airplanes, by combining internal facilities such as engines and various equipment and external designs, you can create a car or even an airplane with different designs. Consciousness is the visible result recognized by people's brains, and the subconsciousness teaches the design and various combinations of information necessary to produce the result. Since what's visible is just the shell, the subconsciousness is said to be 30,000 times more powerful than consciousness. There should be a design and specific combinations for the result to come out. Then, who created the subconsciousness of each individual? Spirit guide. That's a good question, since the answer to this question contradicts the perception of most atheists. Let's discuss it in the next chapter. Human identity. Then, if the subject is a spiritual being, why does the spiritual being program and send energy to the first dimensional brain to make the desired blueprint into reality in the first dimensional world? You raise a very good question. Humanity has long wanted to know its identity and has not accepted that it is a spiritual being itself and that it is the divine being that humanity knows. Thus, religion still thrives and influences many on earth. That is, they separated themselves from God. The spiritual being is the divine being itself, and humanity has not accepted that it is the divine being itself, or has received brainwashing by rulers, or the need for group unconsciousness programming. How you explain this, and how you make people understand it enough to write this book, is the key and essence of writing this book. That's true. I don't know how to understand that I am the spiritual being itself, the divine being. A suitable imagination is needed. What kind of imagination would be helpful for understanding my existence itself, for humanity with existing religions? Imagining that the God they like is always with them would suffice. However, since you don't have a religion, imagine an image you like. Imagine an image similar to God. Is it okay to imagine myself like I just did? Imagining myself wearing a white goddess-like dress, for example. Imagine yourself surrounded by the light of love, reigning over your physical body. Visualize this image as very large, with your tiny body enveloped by this image. Practice this visualization often, and it will become easier with practice. Always maintain emotions secure state of mind like that of a child. Practice calming your emotions and thoughts. Yes, I understand. Thank you for another happy and abundant day that feels like a gift.